Now being recorded.
Perfect. We are now recording. All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Raul Diaz, once again with another excellent class. Today's class is all about beard and face treatments, right? So this is the 11114 signature shave and facial. All right. So first things first, like I start every single class that I always teach on all these webinars, I like to start with showing you guys exactly what I'm going to be using for the service. Right, so real simple. Let's see. Boom. Right here, you have the Gold Reserve. Right, Gold Reserve features 24 karat gold, sachi ginger root, vitamin E. Benefits of having a shave cream / beard wash at 24 karat gold is anti-aging. Right, so it smooths out your wrinkles over time. It clarifies the skin, removes that first layer of skin, and opens up them pores and declogs those pores, right? It gets a nice rich lather and it smells amazing. I will be adding the bourbon spice into the bowl as well. It is a beard conditioner as well as a scalp conditioner. We're going to use it as beard conditioner today. It also features sachi ginger root, has peppermint in there for that cooling, tingling sensation. Peppermint is really good for healing. If you ever use any aromatherapy with peppermint in it and whatnot, you start noticing that your sinuses open up almost instantly, right? We got our Aftershave Balm, right? And our Aftershave Balm features argan oil, and pretty much what argan oil does to skin is it prevents any type of dryness and helps soothe and smooth the skin out over time. And it's really, really great for literally right after shaving. Any type of abrasions or whatnot feels real nice on the skin. And you'll see my particular technique with that. I have my whiskey water here. It is an Aftershave Man Splash. It features it features grapeseed oil, and has a couple different vitamins and whatnot in there. It's specifically designed for nourishment. Yeah, it's going to sting a little bit. Sorry, buddy. But it closes the pores in such a quick manner. So any type of, open blood vessels that might occur when it comes to shaving and getting super, super close when you remove too many layers of the skin, it'll actually help seal that immediately and then stop bleeding over time. And it smells great. It is a little bit oil-based, so it does stay on the majority of the day. You can actually use it as a cologne. That's how great it smells. And last but not least, we have the Creme Du Pere. Very fancy name. It is a beard oil that features grapeseed extract and apricot oil. The benefits of having grapeseed extract and apricot oil is the apricot is more for soothing and smoothing, right? So you use that as the beard oil / beard cream. And the grapeseed extract, it pretty much disinfects the area in a natural way. Just breaking it down without getting too deep into the whole science of everything. But the cream is great. You can use it on tattoos. You can use it in your beard, all around your face. It's not just for beards. It's literally a skin treatment within itself, and you can wear it all day long. I actually have some female clients that I do flat iron their hair, and I actually use that as a finisher for flat ironing the hair and keeping the curls locked in. So it's just all around great. All right, perfect. Now down to the tools. All right, got the products. Now we're going to get to the tools. Let's see if I can get a good angle of that. Perfect. So I have my JRL Fresh Fade or FF 2020C. I'm going to be using that to just overall sculpt the beard. And I'm going to be using my 2020T to sharpen up the lines and get everything nice and defined on the neck area. My straight razor is going to be for top of the beard. I already have it preloaded with a fresh razor. Okay. A little bit of the brush here. That's just to remove a little bit of the clippings. Anything that's loose, I use my shears, of course. Have a brush, a comb, nice fade comb. I like to use this for the beard, just kind of combing the product through the beard. And I have a beard straightening tool or a beard grooming tool that I'll also be using for the final styling of his beard. Yes, we will be styling his beard. Perfect. All right, now, without further ado, go ahead and start the process. Okay, so first things first, consultation is always super important. I don't ever have consultation with him. I've been trimming his beard since before he had a beard. So I created his shape. So I skip the consultation, but always have a consultation with your client. It takes about 5 minutes and it will save your life. Draping, that's what we're going to go for now. I'm going to recline him back. You ready for your nap, sir?
Yes.
Reclining backward and make sure that he is still in frame there. Perfect. Always lock the chair, just in case you bump into him or whatnot. The chair won't spin while you're in the middle of straight razor on his neck or any of that stuff. You don't want any of that to happen. Now, simple. I always fold my capes and I drape them over the actual armrest. And I drape them in a way where the neck is always exposed. So I'm able to grab real quick. Boom. You can see logo there, 111.14. Just like a blanket. And I'm going to go ahead and grab one of my 2 towels. And what I'm going to do, I fold it in half. I'm going to grab one corner of the towel, and I'm going to grab the opposite corner on the opposite side, and I'm just going to pull like so, creating a nice V. And the neck is going to go right where that V is created. And this will ensure that none of the shaving cream or any water goes down his shirt, because we're dealing with a wet product, right? And my second towel just goes over like so. And the reason why I use 2 towels is it just looks cleaner, right? We got one towel tucked into his shirt, and to me, I feel it's not enough to cover the entire area. So I put another towel over so I can clean my blade and whatnot. You can use paper towels. I like to just use towel. Wrap it up, discard it. Perfect. Now, I'm going to adjust this wonderful camera so we can get some good close-up shots here. Bring this up. And if you noticed, I figured out how to do a multi-camera setup. So you guys can get the best of all the worlds here. Get some nice close-up shots, and you can see what I'm doing from afar. So here we go. Turn that. Boom. We got it there. Sweet. Let's see what we got. Oh, yeah. Bring it just a little bit more. Get in a little bit closer. Perfect. All right. Now, first things first, I got a shave bowl here, right? What am I going to do with this shave bowl? I'm going to create lather, right? So I already have my brush nice and wet, and I had it soaked in hot steaming water, right? And the reason why I did that is because I want the lather to be as enjoyable as possible for my client, okay? So I'm going to create the lather, and then while the lather is just kind of sitting and increasing in frothiness, I'm going to trim his mustache and get some of these under areas so I'm able to have a clear shaving area. But boom, my bourbon spice, remember I said I was going to use that. I'm going to put just a little bit in there. Boom, about that much. Okay. And I do about half a pump, not a crazy amount. I'm going to unscrew my gold reserve here. I'm going to take about a fingertip amount. Let's go pinky. And that should be more than enough. Remember, less is more. With all of our products, everything's pretty much concentrate. So use a little bit goes a long, long way. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to place it inside my bristles. Okay. Yeah. Blam. All right. Now, remember, my brush is wet. So when I start mixing those together, you'll start to see my shave cream start to froth up and get real nice and creamy. Now, why did I mix a beard conditioner with my shave cream? I did that so I can get a more creamy consistency because we are going to be shaving in sensitive areas. So I want the cream to be as thick as I can get it, but still have the ability to stay nice and moist on the skin, right? So the conditioner is actually going to keep it nice and wet in my areas that will be shaved, okay? Boom. And the consistency should be like so. See how it's somewhat translucent on my fingertip? That's what you want, right? If it still looks gold, like in the container, it's not ready. It has to be white. If the whiter it is, the easier it is going to spread on the skin and shave more efficiently. I find when it is still in the gold tint or goldish hue, it's a little dry for the skin and it feels a little harsh when you shave. So make sure you add a little bit more water, less product. Okay, that conditioner will definitely help with smoothing that out as well. So while that's sitting there, I'm gonna grab my 2020C. I'm just gonna just edge up his mustache just slightly. And I'm just gonna hit just the hairs above his lip a little bit. Kind of straighten that out. Perfect. Chin up nice and high for me. We're gonna go ahead and straighten out his neckline. And I'm not gonna worry too much about the hairs overhanging. I'm gonna take care of that after I have already shaved the areas that need to be shaved, okay? Turn this way for me, perfect. Hold the skin nice and taut. You can go ahead and get a nice clean line. Turn a little bit more for me, perfect. Now remember, communication is key. Make sure your client knows precisely where you need their head. Position is everything when it comes to getting the neckline nice and straight and even. Hit right next to his ear a little bit. And finish this other side of his mustache. Perfect. Walk around to the other side now. Turn a little bit to the right for me. Perfect. Go ahead and clean this up a little bit. You notice how I'm not trying to hit any of the other hairs because I'm going to use my straight razor for all that. I want his skin to be as calm as possible. Whenever you use a trimmer on the neck area, close to the Adam's apple and whatnot, it tightens up the skin. The skin has a defense, and it will tighten up all the muscles in here, will tense up, and the hair won't release, right? I want that to be relaxed, and I want his skin to be as smooth as possible. So when I do use the razor, it'll release the hair versus me scraping the skin. Okay, we'll hit right on his ear, so it'll look somewhat symmetrical. Perfect. Put that tool down. Sweet. Now we're going to go ahead and lather up. Now, remember I said earlier that this is a shave class, but it's also how to apply this as a facial as well. So go ahead and lift your chin up nice and high. So I'm going to use a good amount to be as generous as I can on the neck area because we're going to focus a good amount of our razor work under here. Want that to be nice and smooth and comfortable. Don't worry about getting it on the towel. If see how it's starting to look somewhat translucent there? That's good. And now, start right here, right above the line. I'm just going to spread. And now I'm just going to scrub this whole face. And what this is doing is it's allowing the 24 karat gold flakes to get in the pores and remove that first layer of skin, right? I'm going to get that nice and exfoliated, get all that dirt and grime out of these pores, right? This nose area right here likes to trap a lot of grease over time, especially if your client works outside. He's going to sweat a lot. Ladies, you can also use this for yourself or for your female clients as a facial scrub, prepping them for the facial service. There we go. And you see how his skin looks nice and wet. That's what we're looking for. Now, benefits of the sacha-ichi and ginger root combined, right? What it does is it reestablishes the circulation to the surface of the skin and helps with healthy skin growth and healthy hair growth, right? So opening up those pores, getting that circulation to the surface of the skin, and actually returns your natural pigment to your skin. If you notice anybody starts to look a little yellow or they start to look a little pale, whatnot, introduce this to them. Sell them the facial service and get them hooked on always looking healthier, cleaner, more vibrant. And did I mention it does smooth your wrinkles over time? I think I did, right? 24 karat gold is found in most anti-aging creams and products for women. So introducing it to a man as a men's facial service, right? Very beneficial for your pockets and beneficial for them over time. Now, this towel is steaming hot, so I'm just gonna be careful. How's that? Good? Perfect. Remember, communication is key. You notice I went all on his forehead line. I even touched his eyebrows, went in between his eyebrows, the creases of his nose, everywhere that could be a wrinkle or everywhere that I could shave. Remember, we can use a straight razor to clean up eyebrows, which is what I'm going to do for my buddy Enzo here as well. I'm going to maximize how much of that razor work I'm going to be doing all throughout his face so we can get that baby booty smooth skin. Now, at this precise moment right here, you can also use a hand massager. Just kind of massage all throughout his face. Let the tool do the work. You can also put a steamer, aim it directly to the chin so the steam will go up and around his face, or even spray it downwards at his forehead line and go down and about. So you're able to get all this in a continuous steam or continuous heat, right? Whenever I remove this towel, that sacha-ichi and ginger root plus the peppermint that I have inside the shave cream, it's going to feel a little bit cold for him, right? So you want to keep that heat going at all times to keep those pores nice and open, right? So right now, I'm starting to feel the towel cool down a little bit, which is perfect. That means that it is time for me to work. So I'm not going to remove the excess from the entire surface of the skin. I'm just going to remove it from his forehead and the nose. That's it. I'm going to keep them cheeks nice and wet, so I'm able to pass a razor without getting stuck. And I'm going to leave everything else. Perfect. Now I like to place the towel directly in the center so I can clean my razor. It's not going to be a lot of clippings, so we're just going to go ahead and just leave it right there in the center. I'm going to lift your chin as high as possible. Now, you can relather at this point, since I didn't remove any of the residual, right? I still have some right here, and I'm just going to, boom, reuse that. You want to go in here. You want to minimize the amount of effort you put out whenever you service, but maximize the quality, right? So I'm going to go ahead and open the razor. Always open the razor directly over the chest. or to the side. So just in case you drop it, you don't drop it on them. You drop it somewhere that's safe. I'm going to hold the skin down, right? Keep it nice and tight. We're going to raise his chin as high as we can. We're going to turn away. Perfect. And I'm using this towel to stretch the skin and get into that hot area that I want to shave. And you notice, you can hear, let me see if I can get closer. You guys hear that? The razor's doing the work. I'm not applying any pressure whatsoever. And you notice how I'm going directly against the grain? No issues there. No issues whatsoever. See, no inflammation occurring or whatnot. That's all because I placed that bourbon spice inside that bowl with the Gold Reserve. And that is a little secret from me to you. That's how you keep that skin nice and calm and keep it from inflaming. Okay? I'm going to turn all the way to the right, please. I'm going to pull that skin. Let me know if you feel any discomfort in your neck or whatnot. Turn to the left, please. And I'm leaving the Adam's apple for last, right? Because that is a tricky little spot, and I want to maximize that comfort. I'm using that nice point of the blade, just entering and shaving that area, keeping the blade as flat as I can. Notice how I'm working on the area that I need to stay wet. Working on that first, because up here you can get away with a little drier of a shave. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead. I'm going to attack this Adam's apple area, right? And what I like to do is I like to use my backhand stroke. Okay? Switch like so, aiming the razor away. So the razor is going forward here, and I got the heel of the blade back here. I'm going to pull his beard up like so. He's going to be at his maximum stretch, and I'm just going to use the point of my blade, and I'm just going to graze slightly. The razor is going to do the work. I'm not applying any type of pressure, and this straight razor is extremely light. And I like using a heavier straight razor when there's a bulkier surface, there's more hair to shave off, but if there's a light amount of hair under the neck, I don't really use a heavier razor. So I'm using a light razor just so I can control it a little bit better. And that is really smooth. Now we're going to go over here. He likes his beard line really straight. So we're going to go ahead and enter the razor right about here in the sideburn area. Hopefully everybody can see. Let's readjust this angle so get a little bit closer. Sorry if it is a little bit shaky, guys. Trying to give you guys the maximum point of view. There we go. I'm just going to pull the skin, pull the cheek, use my point. I'm going to go hair by hair, just entering slightly. You notice where the hair tends to get a little thinner right here? That's my point. He likes it to be completely blocked off on both sideburn and cheek line here. So this is going to be my point where I pivot. Okay. Sorry, guys, I dropped my clipper. We're going to do that. And using my backhand stroke again. I'm going to use the full length of the blade now. Create that nice straight line. There we go. And we're going to go across the grain here. We're going to clean that hair out. Nice and straight there. I'm going to repeat. No, that's fine. A little bit later, okay, baby? I'm in the middle of class. Thank you. Love you too. Sorry, guys. I am working from home currently, and my kids did not have school today. So I'm here with them. Now I'm just cleaning up the top part of his mustache, making it as symmetrical as possible on both sides. Don't need to focus too much on making it super, super straight. He likes his mustache pretty natural, so I'm going to keep it as natural as possible. Now we're going to go ahead and switch all the way to the left, and I'm going to repeat what I did on the the left side of his face. I'm going to do that to his right side. Let me go ahead and see if I can switch that up there, a little bit further back. Perfect. Now, same thing I did last time. I'm going to enter and use the heel of the blade this time instead of the point. And I'm going to straighten up that sideburn as much as I can, creating that nice blocked off look. I'm using my thumb, just kind of pull those hairs down, using the whole length of the blade, and just tapping that line. Notice I'm not applying much pressure at all. I just want to go hair by hair. Clean that corner up. And now we're going to go across. While we're at it, got his eyebrows exposed and ready to go. So I'm going to start in the center. I'll pull his nose down just slightly, get in there. Let me get a little bit closer to the eyebrows so I can make sure you guys can see what I am doing. Adjust this and bring this down a little bit more. Perfect. All right. Now, I just hit the center of his eyebrow. What I'm going to do is pull these hairs upwards so I can redirect them. You can use a comb. I like to use the pads of my fingers. And the reason why I do that is I want it to be as natural as possible. I don't want to pull all the hairs all the way up. I just want it to be natural. Now I'm going to strike my line. I'm going to make sure that it is even with this line closest to the nose here. So his natural hairline here, I'm just going to clear up 2 or 3 of the hairs and then give him a natural arch. We don't want him to look feminine. We want it to look somewhat masculine. So we are going to square the top out just slightly, not too much, because that is more on the feminine side. If you square that out and make it super perfect, he'll end up looking like an anime character or something. So we don't want that to happen. So right here, hold an eyelid downward. I'm going to use the point of my blade, going hair by hair, pointing out whatever I see that might obscure the shape. Whenever you're doing any type of razor work, make sure you take your time. Don't try to rush through it. This is a sharp object. Don't want to accidentally hurt somebody. And that way, you'll see, perfect. I'm using the point once again. And now you can see exactly what I was talking about, how easy it is to create a really square shape on the brow. To eliminate that, just knock off that, boom, that little peak right there. And now his eyebrow is shaped nice and natural. I'm going to repeat the same steps on the right side now. Very simple. Bring this just a little bit further away. There you go. Starting from the inside, lining it up, using the heel of the blade. Gradually going hair by hair. Making sure the shape is consistent all the way through. Feels more natural to use my backhand technique, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Always pulling the skin from behind the blade. This makes the world way easier in this shave experience and less risk of injury. Perfect. Now, we'll go ahead and start on the next portion of this, right? We're going to apply our Aftershave Balm. Okay? I'm going to take a dab of this, so Aftershave Balm, right there. There it is. Perfect. Spray it a little bit. So we're going to go up that much. Should be perfectly fine for his entire face. Emulsify it in your palm. We're going to put it everywhere we touched a razor. Okay? On the brows, top part of the cheeks. Lift your chin for me. I'm going to go under. I'm going to soothe that skin as much as we can. Right? Now, this towel is now completely cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it inside out. Okay? Pull it down a little bit further. Shake it like so. Place on your forearm. We're going to go right over. Let that sit. Now, while the cold towel is waking up my friend here, I'm going to heat up my beard tool in my hands. When my tool is heating up and my cold towel is on his face, apply a little bit of pressure in some of the zones that you shaved. I like to press right here in the bottom of the cheeks. And I'll pull away from the nose, just open up the sinus a little bit so they can breathe a little bit better. There we go. You can also massage. Get some of that pressure in those muscles. Loosen that up. We're going to remove hat drying some of the excess that might have been on the surface. I'm going to discard this towel. Whoop. Oh, money. Perfect. Still heating up. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. Sweet. So now, go ahead and get that a little more centered. Oh, all right. Go ahead and get a little bit here. Sweet. Now, anytime you use a beard straightening tool or any type of heating element, make sure you take care of these tools, okay? You don't want to reopen these pores after you just worked so hard to close them, right? So just work a little fast. Make sure you hit only the hair so you can smooth that hair out and get it ready for trimming and shaping, okay? So I'm going to move pretty quick, and I'm just going to go swipe, swipe. Once I start seeing a change on the hair, it's time to move to the next side, right? So starting to see a bit of a change. I'm going to keep moving, different zones, different sections. Try not to get this cord in his eyeball. If you see a little bit of steam coming from the beard, don't worry. It's not going to mess his hair up at all. It just means that it's working. Now I am going up and against as well, just so I can get in there. I want the hair to somewhat poof off the skin, so I can get a nice even trim. Perfect. So the chin, I'll go up, and then I'll go down, and I'll keep going every which way. I want it to be somewhat like an afro, right? Pull it up and off the skin, and then when we shape it, we'll get a more accurate trim. There we go. Looking lovely. And you'll immediately start to see the hairs that obviously need to go. You'll see them kind of curl back or split. Random long hairs that obviously do not belong whatsoever. You want to remove those. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my beard tool. Place that there. Please don't burn my countertop. That should be fine. Sweet. All right. So now I'm going to grab my 2020C. You can use the 2020C with a fade blade, or you can use it with the standard blade. Where's my camera? There it is. So I have the fade blade on this one. Me personally, I like to use the fade blade for trimming beards and getting a more precise cut. It does cut about 25 to 30% closer. So I feel it gets a little bit closer and gets those little fine edges. But if you're not confident with trimming or shaping or sculpting with a clipper, use the standard blade. It's a little safer. But this is going to be my best friend right now. Now I'm going to grab my fade comb here, carbon fade comb. And I like this one because it has a nice deep teeth, right? It is pretty fine, so it's going to comb the hair. I'm going to use it as somewhat of a pick. You can use a metal pick, but I feel that the bristles are too far apart. I want them to be a little bit closer so I can get a little more of a proof effect. Let's go ahead and turn slightly. Now, blade all the way open. We're going to pull the skin slightly back so the hairs will raise up, and we're going to drag just slightly. And when you attempt this, you'll hear the clipping start to happen. They'll feed right in between the blades, and you hear them getting cut. I'm just grazing them right here at this line before I start getting into a little bit more of a deeper trim, because I want this line to be completely clear. So when I go over with the straight razor once more, it'll have a more refined and detailed edge. No. Perfect. And you can go ahead and hit some of the mustache hairs as well, just the ones that kind of stick out. Now, we're going to get to the little tighter cuts, all right? So I'm going to close my blade all the way. I'm going to turn his head, and I'm going to sculpt, all right? Try to keep a nice steady hand. If you drink coffee right before this, not a good idea to try to sculpt somebody's beard. You end up getting the jitters. But if you drink water all day long like me, you should be perfectly fine. Notice how I'm just targeting specific hairs now. I've already got my shape that I desire. Now, as far as shape, right? You want to accent his facial features, right? You want his face to look more long and more profound at the chin area, right? So you want that chin to look more or less like a V. Now, if you notice, every superhero in every single comic or every attractive character in whatever your favorite soap opera is, they have this beautiful defined chin jawline, right? And some of it is an illusion. Some of it is them chewing gum all day long to get these muscles built up, but they have a distinct facial feature that makes them more attractive. Besides their, the beautiful blue or green eyes, their face has that chiseled superhero look, right? So in order for you to make that happen on somebody with a rounder face, make their beard a V, right? So not only a V this way, you want it to be a V this way as well, right? So when it comes up and off the chin, like so, you get that Spartan look or that Superman look automatically just with the beard hair. If I were to shave his face right now, his chin will look 4 inches shorter and his cheeks will look 8 inches wider. So he'll look like a chipmunk. He'll look like he ate a bowl of peanuts and kept them in his cheeks, right? We don't want that to happen. We want him to look attractive. We want him to be appealing to the eye. So extending that chin by an inch or so, not only using our beard tool to extend the hair up and off the skin, but shaping that beard in that nice, attractive V shape, right? Now, if you notice, I didn't just go straight on the neckline as well. I went in an attractive V shape as well. So I brought his jawline a little bit higher and I elongated that jawline. See that? So it gave him an overall more attractive look. I mean, it doesn't happen instantly. It happens over time, but you want them to feel a little sexier, right? So I'm going to take my brush. I'm going to lightly remove the clippings I just took off of his face, right? You don't want to apply too much pressure with the brush because you don't want the pores to open up. Now I'm going to spray my nourishment, right? My whiskey water, my aftershave. Make sure you stay a little bit further away, right? So you're looking on the camera to the left. You'll see how far away I like to go. If you have a fan blowing or even a blow dryer on the cool setting, you can have that on the low setting and the cool setting. So make sure the fan is blowing super hard in his face so it won't go up his nose, but do a 1, 2, 3. It should be enough. And then I'm going to spray some on my hand. Clap in place like so. You don't want him to scream like Home Alone, right? You want him to be comfortable and have the aroma just kind of lightly mist over his face and coat his skin slightly, right? Now, last but not least, our grapeseed apricot oil, beautiful mixture, Creme Du Pere. I didn't name it, but it is a beautiful name for a beautiful cream, and this is why it is beautiful to me. Right there. Let me go ahead and show you guys why I love it so much, right? So it's the same, right? Now, if I mix it in my hand, see how it starts to dissolve and become an oil, right? It immediately became translucent and it's nice and shiny if you can see that in the camera. Now, benefits. Apply that on the beard. Make sure it's not too much, okay? Because the beard will end up curling up. You just want to lightly graze the ends and then comb it through. I'm going to put it on his eyebrows as well. I'm going to go ahead and dab that everywhere. And you notice I'm not really dabbing too much with the pads of my fingers. I'm just kind of spreading it with my palm because I want it to just be flat, right? I don't want to massage it too much in because then massaging will increase the friction and opening up the pores. We don't want that. We want the pores to stay closed so any dirt and whatnot won't go into those pores that are just cleaned, okay? Now, if you look, got a little bit of a tone here. That's all from the cream all right, the shave cream and that bourbon spice. So he's got his tone back. Now he's got his beard nice and tamed. Go ahead and get these bristles from your lips, kids. There we go. Still got some of his mustache hair stuck to his face. And we're going to go ahead and rake this product through his beard. All right. I'm going to go ahead and put this comb down. Discard towel 1, towel 2. Raise. Oh, hold on. There we go. Go ahead and raise him up. Boom. Turn this off. Land. And undrape. Now, service is complete. I'm bumping into absolutely everything inside my garage. Now, any questions? I got answers. Y'all got any questions? Let's see. Look at the chat. If you guys have any questions, feel free to unmute your microphone or just drop it in the chat. Go ahead and fold this up real fast.
Chat 6 before we start.
You did? Perfect. What would your consultation consist of? Consultation, I break it down into 2 topics, right? So I ask them, what do they do on a daily basis, right? Like, what do they do for work, or just what hobbies they like to do? I'll ask this basic question like, hey, you know, like, what do you got going on today? Or how's work? What do you do for work? Right? Simple. After I ask them that, then I kind of base overall length, right? If they work outside, I'll kind of try to sell them on bringing the length of beard and hair down closer to the skin so they stay a little cooler. If they work inside, then we can get away with longer styles for the facial hair, right? And then I ask them, what are their concerns, right? Concerns meaning, facial shape or, beard shape. What is it that you feel that makes you look not as attractive as you should be, or lesser of a man, right? So whenever you ask direct questions like that, you end up getting an idea or a basic idea of what their face shape or what their beard shape should be, right? Now, they're always going to receive the same level of service, but you want to make sure that you ask those 2 questions. What do you do? Or what do you got going on? And what are your concerns? Or how can I help you with your shape? Or, what's your issue with the beard, right? So you can ask all those different examples. I just do 2, right? So if I'm asking Enzo, hey, how you doing today?
I'm doing all right.
How's work?
Good. I got a meeting this weekend that I need cleaned up, and I want to look good for my boss. Perfect.
Nice. So exactly, what do you want to do with the shape? Like, what concerns you the most?
Trying to maintain the shape, but even it out. Some spots were a little bit patchy, but a little bit overgrown in some areas. So if you could just clean that up.
How's the line?
Great. The line, good. I like it. Just clean up a little bit, those little straight hairs that have that growing from the left.
Sweet. I got just the thing. See, that is a perfect example of what my consultation consists of. It's literally probably less than a minute, right? Let's see. Is going against the grain on his neck only okay because you use a beard conditioner in the lather? Yes. Okay, so going against the grain is usually super sketchy whenever the cream is too it's too thick and not creamy. It'll feel real dry and drag on the skin, right? So because I added that bourbon spice, that extra conditioning factor to the cream, it made it more of a cream versus a lather, right? So the problems with lather is it can be too airy, right? You can whisk too much air in the lather, and it can be too wet where it's dripping all over his shirt and whatnot. So the conditioner actually balances it out without you having to focus too much on a 50-50 ratio or a 70-30 ratio which some creams have out there. So bourbon spice and the Gold Reserve work hand in hand because they have some of the similar ingredients in there. So satsui and ginger is found in both of them, and pretty much having that extra vitamin E and that wheat protein in there from the beard conditioner plus that peppermint, it's going to give that creamier feel and give them a more soothing skin, more soothing experience because it's going to decrease the irritation under. So going against the grain, it's way easier whenever you add an extra ingredient like that versus just applying the Gold Reserve or any other creams out there. Just the Gold Reserve, a little bit of water, add a little bit of conditioner in there. Or you can add the Creme Du Pere. You can put a dab of that on the skin first and then apply the shaving cream and then hot towel. So you got a bit of an option. I always choose the bourbon spice instead. Next question. You're welcome. We got time for one more question. You can either unmute the microphone or drop it in the chat. All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. I highly appreciate the support. We got many more classes coming up. Any of these recordings, they're going to be posted on the website later on. So make sure you look out for all that. And if you have any more questions, feel free to DM me at on IG. My name is Diaz by Beto. It's DIAZ _BAREIRO. Okay, Diaz _by Beto on Instagram. All right, take it easy, guys. Have a blessed day.